Right, from Nigeria, let's take you to Zambia, where the country's youth and sports minister, Elvis Nkandu, has implored youths that will benefit from the government's, sponsored oil tanker youth empowerment scheme to incubate, have themselves embedded with established oil marketing companies in order to learn the art of the oil business.
Minister Nkandu, who made the disclosure during the inspection of acquired trucks at Higer premises, said it would be practically impossible for the youth without any experience in oil business to effectively manage the tanker trucks, hence the need to incubate with the existing OMCs. Now, to give us more insight on this story, we are now joined by Sepiso Mushoke, founder for the Healing Balm Foundation. Many thanks for joining. Now, what are your thoughts on this move by the government? I mean, are you in support of it or are you not in support?
Thank you so much, Lydia. This initiative really comes with a lot of mixed feelings. I would say I support the initiative, but I still have certain reservations, which I'll highlight later on.
All right. If you, Sepiso, you might as well go on and highlight these reservations, because we're talking about a government-sponsored oil tanker scheme for Zambian youths. Zambia is not the most oil thought-about country in the world. And perhaps the minister has a point here in terms of how do they get to incubate themselves with the regular oil marketing companies in the country. Tell us that first.
Okay, thank you so much. It is a good initiative that government has come up with by engaging the youths to be part of the already or existing marketing companies, so as to help the unemployed youths and experienced youths to get experience. But what I'm a little bit concerned about is what has government put in place? How are they going to identify the youths that are going to be engaged with the already oil marketing companies that are existing? That is one of the questions, because as we saw in his deliberation, he said there'll be no need for experience, there'll be no need. So what are the qualifications? That is the first question. The second one is what criteria is government going to use to select those youths that are going to be attached to the oil marketing companies that are already existing? The third question maybe that I would have, this is towards government, is what strategic plan have they put in place to make sure that after the youths are attached to those oil companies, then the program remains in their hands? Like, they need to own the program. We do not just want where they say we have the youth empowerment and then it ends with the oil companies and not the youth themselves. They need ownership of the program.
Right. Now, Sepiso, if you look at the oil and gas sector everywhere around the world, around the continent, it requires so much knowledge to effectively manage it. Is this really the best and only way to empower the youth of Zambia?
The oil company is one of them. Like I said, like I highlighted earlier on, I said if only government can put up certain strategies with this oil initiative where they can develop a mentorship program and youth can be mentored, but there should be a period in which they need to get disengaged, so to say, but they need to stand on their own. And if there's need for technical advice, I think the youth can still go back and ask for technical advice, because if you let it go just like that, the so-called youth empowerment, it might not just meet the required target. It might not really go to the youth themselves, but to the oil companies themselves. There are a lot of initiatives that government can come up with, such as the agriculture industry. I've heard so much, government has stressed so much about they're investing into agriculture sector, but we need initiatives such as irrigation systems that can go year round, because most of the times you find that government really depends on rain season. And like we saw this year, the rainfall pattern 2021 to 2022, it's really been bad. So government can come up with certain initiatives as they empower the youth under the agriculture sector. They should come up with certain irrigation system methods that would help with the water throughout the year.
All right. So the minister was, making his comments when they inspecting all those oil tankers in the premise that they've, got for the youth. But when we hear about, oil tanker youth empowerment scheme, Sepiso, for youths in Zambia, are the youths really recipients of, will they really embrace this oil tanker empowerment scheme? Is it, something you think they'll jump on? And who jumps on? Is it going to be just the men in this oil industry, or perhaps women perhaps might even jump on it and find a space in the oil and gas industry in Zambia?
Thank you so much. So we need to be, even in as much as government is bringing these initiatives, we really appreciate, but government should also look at, that's why I talked about the selection criteria. What criteria are they going to use? Yes, it's the youth, but most of the times, certain industries, like talk of the oil industry that government has put in this initiative, mostly it's male dominated. There are industries like this one, especially, that needs a lot of technical issues. Mostly it's regarded as a male-dominated industry, which is not supposed to be the case, because we need to be gender sensitive in whatever we do. We need to be very inclusive. Apart from being gender sensitive, I'm also an advocate for disability matters. We also need to engage youth that have different disabilities, but they qualify for this initiative. So government, we implore government to be very, very sensitive, gender sensitive when it comes to this, because what men can do, women can do too.
Well, thank you so much, Sepiso Mushoke, for your time this morning on Breakfast Central. Well, we'll continue to follow this story and see how it goes for the youths out there with this government-sponsored oil tanker youth empowerment program in the country. Thanks once again, Sepiso, for your time on Breakfast.
Thank you.